Good morning. So today we're going to talk about Arabian literature. So Arabia is found in the Middle East between the Persian Gulf and the Red Sea. It borders Jordan, Iraq, and Kuwait to the north, Yemen to the south, Oman, United Arab Emirates, and Qatar to the east. It is divided into 13 provinces. It is composed primarily of desert, with approximately 95%. The capital city is Riyadh, and the largest cities are Jeddah, Mecca, Medina, etc. Arabs originated in the descendants of tribes and live along the Persian Gulf Coast. Arab Peninsula is also the homeland of Islam. Islam is the world's largest religion, and Muhammad founded it. Mecca and Medina is the two holy pilgrimage cities. Arabic is their language, and Quran is the sacred scripture of Islam. Arab is one of the wealthiest nations in the world. Let's talk about their culture and beliefs. For clothing, we have, for women, they usually wear full-length body cover, for example, abaya, jilbab, and veil, or hijab or chador, it shows a sign of respect for Muslim modesty laws. While for men, they usually wear traditional flowing robes, blue jeans, t-shirts, and Western business suits. When it comes to food, eating pork is considered unclean and prohibited. Alcohol consumption, for example, in nightlife, is greatly forbidden and under the law. Talking about their family, large extended families live together and nepotism is encouraged, but it still depends if the family members agree. Then let's talk about their storytelling. It is another favorite form of artistic expression, but in keeping with Islamic law, guidelines govern public performances and artists can make graven images. Hand-lettered Quran are considered sacred art that's to be respected and kept safe for generations. For their holidays, Ramadan is the holiest season of the Muslims and marks as for fasting day. There are four types of Muslims. We have Sunni, Shiite, Sufis, and Baha. 80% of the Muslims belongs to the Sunni type, 10 to 16% belongs to Shiite types. So there are three major types of Muslims. We have secularists, moderates, and fundamentalists. First up, let's talk about secularists. These are Muslims who do not have a knowledge of the contents of the Quran and only know a verse or two to justify enjoying their life, such as wealth and children are the adornment of the life of this world, according to Surat Al-Kahf 1846. Next, we have moderates. They know the Quran but seek to make their faith relevant to modern life. They try to reconcile the contradicting verses in the Quran in such a way that Muslims may tolerate laws, Christian living among them. Then we have fundamentalists. Those are Muslims who want to apply the more extreme verses of the Quran to the letter. These verses came to Muhammad after he was strong militarily and after he realized that Christians and Jews were not becoming followers of his new religion. Muhammad's anger in the following Quranic verses, which abrogate the nice verses in the Quran, is the root of violence which saturates and captures the minds of these fundamentalist Muslims. The Prophet Muhammad urges Muslims to fight in the cause of Allah, and the Quran commands Muslims not to befriend Jews and Christians. The Quran declares that Muslims who fight and die in battle promise forgiveness and a sexual luxurious life in paradise. The Quran commands Muslims to terrorize and torture and kill anyone who disobeys Allah and the Prophet Muhammad. The Quran also declares that Allah loves those who fight in His cause. And the Quran commands Muslims to convert non-Muslims to Islam by force. Now let's talk about the literature of Arab. Written Arabic literature began to be known with the collect of Quran in 17th century AD. The Arabian language soon became a major world language. The Arabian possessed a highly developed poetry composed of recitation and transmitted from generations to generations. The most famous examples are the elaborated odes or qadas, mulaghat, beginning with those of Imru al-Qais. These poems reflected and praised the customs and values of the desert environment they arose. The earliest known literature emerged in northern part of Arab. Now let's talk about the historical periods of Arab. First we have Umayyad period. It is during 661 to 750 AD. Arabic prose literature was limited primarily to the grammatical treatises, commentaries in the Quran, and compiling stories about Muhammad and his companions. These are the following Umayyad poets. Poetic forms: love lyrics, ghazals, wine songs, hunting, and etc. Now let's talk about the Abbasid Empire. During 750 to 1258 AD, the greatest period of development and achievement. Persian influences contributed significantly to this development. Translations from Persian lead a new refinement in Arabic prose called adab, often add with poetry and utilizing rhyme prose, the style of Quran. Greatest masters of adab are following. These are also the new poets of that time and the outstanding authors. Now let's talk about the modern period. During the centuries of Ottoman Turkish domination, Arabic literature fell into decline. Not until mid-19th century, it was revived by intellectual movement known as Nahda, or shall we say reawakening. It originated in Syria and spread to Egypt. Arabic writers of the past 100 years have been extremely versatile. Most of their works is characterized by strong concern for social issues. Here are the outstanding recent Arabic novelists, dramatists, and essayists. Now let's talk about the Quran. It is the sacred scripture of Islam, the actual words of God revealed by Muhammad. It contains 114 chapters or surahs and divided into 6,236 verses or ayah. Quran, termed as the glorious and wonderful, describes the absolute truth, healing mercy, light and guidance of God to people's everyday lives. It has a great contribution to Arabian literature, and it revealed from God to Muhammad through dreams. Then let's have the Arabian Nights and 1001 Nights. It is a collection of Middle Eastern and South Asian stories and folk tales compiled in Arabic during the Islamic Golden Age. The common throughout the editions of the Nights is the initial frame story of the ruler Shahryar, meaning king or sovereign, and his wife Scheherazade, meaning noble lineage. Some editions contain only a few hundred nights, while the others include 1001 or more. The bulk of the text is in prose, although the verse is occasionally used for songs and riddles and to express heightened emotion. So those are the literary highlights of Arabian literature. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye and God bless.